DNS in a nutshell stands for Domain Name Service, and I typically refer to it as the yellow pages or the phone book of the internet. It's important for businesses to have an understanding of DNS so they understand the gravity and the weight behind it. If DNS isn't accurately updated or kept, it can stop the flow of websites, email. It can allow spoofers to spoof email addresses. It's good to routinely check your DNS addresses and make sure that things are accurately kept up. The time frame is 24 to 48 hours, and without us knowing, it can interrupt business. If we know and we can plan, we typically like to do these things maybe on a weekend or after hours to allow that 24 to 48 hours to propagate and everything to change, and that when we get back in on Monday, everything works. Email won't flow, VPN could stop access. It can affect quite a number of things. Terminal servers, anything that has a public record or a public address pointing to something to do with your business. It could impact your reputation, right? You've been referred to go to this website to buy a product, and then the website's unavailable. Well, why is the website unavailable? People start to question, is this a valid thing? Is this a legitimate company? And it can not only impact business, but it can impact reputation in the long run. They had their website hosted with a well-known domain registrar, and they had made the decision that they were going to move the website to another well-known domain registrar. And they basically just reached out, contacted the domain registrar themselves, and initiated the change, and that was all good and well. The website got moved as far as all the data and the actual website itself, but the records in which pointed their customers to the website were not updated. I was not notified of the change until about 8 hours after it took place. At that point in time, the website had stopped producing the website. Email had stopped flowing. People weren't receiving email. The fix on my end, once I became aware, was a very quick fix. I had to access the new domain register, recreate the public DNS records so the internet knew what IP address resolved to what website and what IP address resolved to what email. But the problem with DNS is it is a worldwide network of DNS servers, and it takes time to propagate to each server. The current quoted time is typically 24 to 48 hours before all of those records are updated. And in this particular case, it did take about 24 hours before the website was accessible again. And it was a little bit less for email to start flowing for them. But it did cause a business disruption that could have potentially been avoided had they included us in their change and their move. And we could have done this after hours, late at night, where it wouldn't have affected business, and come in the next day and everything would have been working. There are some functions of public DNS that now, with all of the security in the environment, two-factor authentication, sometimes services will want you to add a record to your DNS to verify that you own the domain, that you are the owner. And once you've been verified, that DNS record is really no longer needed. And so I see a lot of times that people will just leave those DNS records there, and they become stale, they're unuseful, and they can be cleaned up and deleted and removed. So routine maintenance for public DNS typically is very minimal, but at most I think it should be referenced at least once, if not twice a year, just to double check things.